everybody on the best of the best of what's the best ever will be nothing number for me, nothing not me, therefore I am the one and only Jake Kobe from Wrestling Made Simple. How's it going, everybody? Let's get into this. We got the news of the week followed by your SmackDown and Raw reviews. So we have a review of Royal Rumble 2003. That's right, looking at Royal Rumble 2003 this week. Followed by a trick of the week, a reading from the Book of Rules, and then we got the foul droid of the week as we inch ever closer to the road to WrestleMania. Just 2 more turns and we are on the road, baby. But let's get into it this week as Bruce Pritchard has revealed who he truly believes needs to be in the Hall of Fame. He says he can't disagree that Owen Hart should be in the Hall of Fame and thinks Owen deserves a Hall of Fame spot, and it won't be complete until Owen Hart is in the Hall of Fame. I can't help but agree. I believe Owen Hart completely deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. From what I hear, his family does not want to work with WWE, and I can't blame him. I mean, that's the company where he unfortunately had the accident that led to his death, so I cannot blame the family for not wanting to work with WWE at this point. Maybe bridges will be mended and they will allow him to go into the Hall of Fame. But who else deserves to be in WWE right now? Because apparently Booker T has given his advice to Triple H as he believes Nick Aldis should be hired by WWE. He is a former NWA and TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Booker T truly believes that Nick Aldis belongs in WWE, and I cannot blame him. Nick Aldis being a former heavyweight champion, I believe he could really make a huge impact at WWE, and I think Triple H wouldn't be out of his mind to not at least try to sign him to a WWE contract. And finally, has the Nails story been put to rest as Bruce Pritchard has finally said that he heard a lot of screaming from there at Blackjack, Louisiana. Remembers the screaming, Slaughter, and a couple more agents were there, and they can all confirm that Vince McMahon did not try to sexually harass Nails. I completely get this. I mean, Nails has been going after Vince McMahon for a long time. Apparently, he tried to hold him up for money. And this led to an altercation between Vince and Nails, where Nails accused Mr. McMahon of trying to sexually harass him. So, I understand why Nails was mad. He wanted more money. He heard what the other guys were making, but to accuse someone of sexual harassment, what the fuck do you think he did? Then attack him and claim that he attacked you? Bullshit. We probably have everyone, Bruce Conrad, saying, yeah, it didn't happen. Vince McMahon never did this. Listen, Vince McMahon is guilty of a lot of things. This one's just bullshit. Let's move on to SmackDown. SmackDown kicked off with the Intercontinental Championship match between Gunther and Braun Strowman. Great match. These two really actually collided very well. Gunther getting everything he could out of Braun Strowman, and Braun Strowman giving everything he could to Gunther. They really handle each other well. The chemistry is actually really mixed, which is something we haven't really seen out of Braun Strowman since coming back to WWE. Gunther was able to retain. Great match. Really enjoyed this. It makes me wonder, will they actually have him drop the IC title before going to WrestleMania for his rumored match with Brock Lesnar, or will that match be for the IC title? I could see either way. Apparently, it will not be the only superstar to have a match at WrestleMania for what is considered mid-card title, as John Cena is now slated to face Austin Theory for the United States Championship. Be very happy to see that one. We then get Rey Mysterio declaring that he will enter the Royal Rumble and win it for the second time. However, Karrion Kross came out and interrupted him, saying, ask Rey if he hates his son or himself more for not raising Dominic Mysterio correctly. The two got into a brawl. Karrion Kross would lock in the cross jackets and stand tall. I really think we'll see this match at Royal Rumble, and then the blow-off feud will come at Elimination Chamber or maybe Fastlane if they have a Fastlane pay-per-view before WrestleMania. We then get Tegan Knox versus Xia Lee in a okay match. Nothing really to write home about this. Xia Li sporting a new hairdo with basically the very long dreadlocks. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm glad that they're getting them all on WWE TV, but I feel that there should be way more than this for Tegan Knox and Xia Li. We then get the footage of the Viking Raiders attacking the Banger Bros last week. Apparently that's their new name. We have Sheamus and Drew McIntyre as the Banger Bros. Alright. The Viking Raiders declared that they are the next ones to be sent to the table of Valhalla, and it will be the Banger Bros versus the Viking Raiders next week on SmackDown. Adam Pearce then said there will be a tournament beginning next week, and the winners will face the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. On this week's Raw, the Judgment Day became the number one contenders, meaning that the Undisputed Tag Team titles are being split. We are splitting the Undisputed Tag Team titles. I am very happy to see this, and I am very happy to hopefully see the world title split, because this means that they're splitting that. I can easily see them splitting the world title. We got Bray Wyatt sitting in his own rocking chair. He said he realized he is the color red in the world of black and white, and he is back to being the eater of worlds. Bray Wyatt. I love this. I thought this was awesome. Bray Wyatt going back to his old gimmick, which I felt didn't get enough praise in the first of the Eater of Worlds. I love this. Bray Wyatt as him is back to himself. Awesome. One of the highlights in wrestling for me this week. We then got Raquel Rodriguez versus Liv Morgan in kind of a match. Alright. Nothing really that I really enjoyed about this match. Liv Morgan put up a good fight. Raquel Rodriguez was able to pick up the win with the Tahana Bomb. We then get Sonya Deville attacking SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair. She was told earlier in the show that she will not be getting a rematch against Charlotte Flair because Charlotte Flair called her shot and won the Women's Championship when Sonya Deville could not. I imagine this will be the feud for the Royal Rumble. Probably next week they will announce, okay, it's you two at Royal Rumble. In your main event, we got Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. Fun match, really. These two always provide a good match. Their worst match was at WrestleMania 37. Even that one was still a very good match. So, nothing bad to say about this match, except for the ending as the Usos got involved and caused a DQ. Owens tried to fight him off, but Solo Sikoa put Owens through the announcer's table. Very fun, very cool match, very great SmackDown as it ended with the Bloodline standing up, holding the ones in the air. Bloodline forever. Sami Zayn, though, did show a little hesitation for the Bloodline to show off the number one. So, good SmackDown. Really enjoyed the SmackDown. Very fun. If I had to give it a grade, I'd say B- for the two women's matches, but the rest of the card was fun as hell. We then move on to Raw as Raw kicked off with the Bloodline in the ring, saying that every generation of the Bloodline will be at Raw 30 next week for an acknowledgement ceremony. You then have the Judgment Day come out and challenge and say they are going to beat the Usos for the Raw Tag Team titles. Then we had Ed Brawl as Solo Sikoa battled Dom. You had Ben and Damian Priest battling the Usos, and then you had Rhea actually get involved trying to distract Solo when Mustafa Ali came out of nowhere and hit Solo Sikoa with a diving elbow. So here comes for your first match of the night, Solo versus Mustafa Ali. There was no question Solo was winning this match, no question at all. Solo Sikoa was being booked very heavily, so Solo Sikoa picked up the win. But after the match, as the Usos tried to beat down Mustafa Ali, Kevin Owens came out and attacked the Usos and Solo to draw them off. Owens and Mustafa Ali stand tall. Makes you excited for the rest of the night. We then get a promo from Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes has announced he will be at the Royal Rumble, and he will be in the Royal Rumble to win and go on the main event WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. I don't know how I feel about this. I posted on Twitter. How cool would it have been if you got number 30, 3, 2, 1, and wrestling has more than one royal family. And that's when you have Cody Rhodes come back. Everybody knew he was coming back at the Royal Rumble. Everybody knew it. And it's smart of WWE to announce it, but they should have had him do it in person, or should have had him be the number 20 or 30 entrant. But now, since he's been announced, I think it'll be 2 or 3 to enter the Royal Rumble, and I think he's going to win it, but he'll come in early. We then get the Street Profits versus Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin. Fun little match, really cool match. MVP would be at ringside, and he tried to get involved for Cedric and Shelton, but I feel he's getting more involved for the Street Profits. I thought that was very, very cool. Really enjoyed that, thought that was fun, and it makes me wonder, maybe they won't break up the Street Profits, maybe turn them heel and have a new Hurt business with Bobby Lashley, Omos, and the Street Profits instead of Shelton and Cedric. I think that would be actually pretty cool to see. We then get Becky Lynch coming out through the crowd, following Bayley and Karen. Alright, fun. This feud has not hit home for me. I've seen some people also posting about it on Twitter, and it really is not hitting home at all for me. Not really enjoying this feud. I wish it was more focused around just them wrestling than the warm words. I mean, they're both great on the mic. I got no problem with them on the mic, but it just doesn't feel right to me. It was announced there'll be Bayley versus Becky Lynch in a steel cage match at Raw 30. Alright, I'm excited for that. Hopefully this is the blow-off to that feud. We then get Elias versus Omos saying MVP would declare Omos would enter the Royal Rumble in 2023 and will win the Royal Rumble in 2023. And how the hell are you going to throw him over the top rope? That is a good question. Omos beat the shit out of Elias. Omos would smash the guitar on the ground, and Omos would pick up the win over Elias. Alright, Omos is in the Royal Rumble. We then get Judgment Day versus Alpha Academy. Nice little match. Judgment Day was able to pick up the win. And it'll be next week. Dominic Mysterio and Damian Priest will face the Usos for tag titles at Raw 30. I wish it was Finn Balor, because I can see Finn Balor taking the titles off of the Usos. Don't get me wrong. Could be a fun match, but I really wish it was Finn Balor, not Dominic. But I will say this, ever since Dom started this prison-style wrestling, his wrestling style has been way better than anything he's ever done. Yeah, we did get Michin, Mia Yim versus Io Sky. Alright match, nothing to write home about. Didn't really enjoy this match. Michin, Mia Yim picked up the win over Io Sky. It was then made official Bianca Belair versus Royal Miss Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship at Royal Rumble. Bianca tried to put Royal Miss Bliss through a couple chairs. It did not work, as Uncle Howdy would appear and allow Bliss to get the upper hand. He would try to signal for Bliss to come to him, but Bliss kind of denied and went through the crowd. Alright, I'm enjoying this feud so far. I'm enjoying what could be for Bliss and Bianca. After this, we get Bronson Reed versus Akira Tozawa. Akira trying to get into the Royal Rumble, but Bronson Reed ended up picking up the win. He kind of destroyed Akira Tozawa. I like where they're going with this. This reminds me of the early push of Brock Lesnar. him versus like Spike Dudley and the smaller guys in his more dark matches. It's very smart for him to be facing the smaller guys and really just getting over with that. You then get your main event, a six-way elimination match of Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Baron Corbin, and The Miz for the number one contendership of the United States Championship, which will happen next week on Raw 30. Very good match. Really enjoyed this. You would have The Miz get eliminated, then Dolph Ziggler, then Finn Balor, then Baron Corbin, as it would come down to Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley. Almost an MVP would cost Baron Corbin part of the match and would attack Seth Rollins on the outside. Seth Rollins would then stomp Omos on the table, attack Austin Theory. But once he gets back in the ring, spear by Lashley, 1, 2, 3, Lashley pins Rollins. So, now Lashley is your number one contender, and it looks like we will have the WWE reunion of the Hurt Business. Very excited to see that. Really makes me hopeful for the future with Triple H listening to the crowd and like, he likes what he sees. He likes the fact that we have these guys in WWE right now. He wants everyone to understand that he's going to provide what you want for wrestling, not what the company wants. Let's take a look at the updated list for the entries of the Royal Rumble right now. As of last night, we got Kofi Kingston, Santos Escobar, Ricochet, Baron Corbin, Austin Theory, Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, Rey Mysterio, Gunther, Cody Rhodes, Omos. I imagine Bronson Reed will probably be thrown in there. So right now, 12 names announced. Very excited. I think this Royal Rumble is going to be a fun one. Speaking of fun Royal Rumbles, let's go back to Royal Rumble 2003. Who would main event WrestleMania 2003, WrestleMania 19 from Seattle? Of course, this Royal Rumble took place in Boston, Massachusetts at the Fleet Center. In attendance of 15,000 with a buy rate of 585,000. Then we kick off with a great match between Brock Lesnar and The Big Show. These two had amazing chemistry, really enjoyed every second of their feud for the WWE title. Awesome matches, and then you would have this match where Brock Lesnar would win and would gain entry to the Royal Rumble. You would then have the Dudley Boys versus Lance Storm and William Regal for the Tag Team Championships. Cool match. Dudley Boys would pick up the win after using some brass knucks. Nice match, nice fun. Really enjoyed it. Cool job to have in WWE. And then you would get the singles match of Tori Wilson versus Dawn Marie Wilson. Dawn Marie this is the storyline of following Dawn Marie marrying Tori's dad, trying to seduce Tori Wilson and get all the money she could from Tori's family. This was just stupid. Tori Wilson would pick up the win in a 3-minute match. Time to move on. We then move on to the Triple H Reign of Terror, as it's called, of the World Heavyweight match between him and Scott Steiner, which was supposed to be Scott Steiner winning the belt from Triple H at WrestleMania, but Scott Steiner would apparently act unprofessional in Triple H's eyes, and cost himself a shot at WrestleMania. Scott Steiner wasn't even on the card, and they would actually put Booker T into this situation. Cool match. Scott Steiner would end up winning the match by disqualification because of Ric Flair. But that's basically all to remember from this feud. You would then get the pose off, the push up, then meeting it, I believe it was No Way Out, for another match where Triple H would win, and then basically Scott Steiner was put away from the main title picture. We would never see him in the main title picture again in WWE. We would then get Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit for a single WWE Championship match. Cool match. Kurt Angle would be basically a submission kind of bout, as Kurt Angle would pick up the win by submission, locking in the ankle lock on Chris Benoit. Picking up the win, he would then go on the main event WrestleMania against the winner of the Royal Rumble, which would be Brock Lesnar. Now, this was a fun Royal Rumble. It was you would have everything going right in this Royal Rumble of all the people fighting for everything. All the people in this Royal Rumble really gave it their all. It would come down to Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker, which I always found awesome, of The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar feud. Really, these two guys would go on to cement WWE history later on in their careers, and they didn't even know it. So that's what really excites me about this Royal Rumble. It's why I really love this Royal Rumble. It's the coming out party for Brock Lesnar, but at the same time, cementing a feud that would go down in WWE history. If I had to grade this Royal Rumble, B+, because of the terrible Tori Wilson and Dawn Marie thing, but also it takes a little bit away if we would just kept getting different things for Nathan Jones, as Nathan Jones would be coming to WWE at this time, and he would get all the prison segments and everything for Nathan Jones. So that takes away all when you start to remember what happens between Nathan Jones, The Undertaker, and Big Show Nate Train at WrestleMania. Less to say about that, the better. Let's move on to your WWE Drink of the Week. The Green Apple Jolly Rancher. It just seemed fun. It just seemed like a really cool drink just to have. So, here we go. As it is 1 ounce Crown Royal, sticking with the Crown Royal theme. 1.5 ounce melon liqueur. 3 ounces sweet and sour. You garnish the rim with Jolly Rancher and lemon wheel and cherry. So first you're gonna crush some Jolly Ranchers, and you're gonna garnish the rim lightly in corn syrup, and then add the Jolly Ranchers and set the glass aside. Add the whiskey, the melon liqueur, sweet and sour mix into a shaker and shake. Strain over ice into the rim glass and put in a lemon wheel and a cherry. Please drink responsibly. Do not drink and drive. Do not drink if you're under 21 in the United States, and do not overconsume on alcohol. And now we're reading from the Book of Rules. The Royal Rumble. 30 superstars in total will compete in the match. The match begins when the participants who drew number 1 and 2 enter the match. Every 90 seconds, a new superstar enters until all 30 have entered the match. A reading from the Book of Rules. And now, everybody, it is time for the Belgian of the Week. The Belgian of the Week this week is Michin Mia Yim. I was very excited to see her return to WWE. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was cool. But this Michin thing, this gimmick that they've saddled her with, it just isn't working, man. You gotta give her something better. She should be in the main event title picture. She should be in title pictures, not just feuding with Damage Control because there's nothing else more to do. I think it's bullshit, and because of that, Michin Mia Yim, you are the Belgian of the Week. Congratulations.
Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. I have been the big guy. This has been Wrestling Made Simple. We are just 2 weeks away from the Royal Rumble this Saturday. I'm very excited. This is going to be fun. Please stay tuned for my Royal Rumble predictions and enjoy wrestling this